Hello and welcome to the Evening News for today, Tuesday, November 4, 2014. I'm Avinash Ramzan. Thanks for joining us. In the headlines, Glenn Lal terrified of audit, says government. Birthday man killed in early morning crash. Dynamic Airways set to return to Guyana. And Plaisance villagers joined the protest for local government elections. Now for the news in detail. Kaieteur News publisher Glenn Lal is running scared of an impending audit of his business by the Guyana Revenue Authority, the government said on Monday. The details from Royden James.
In anticipation of the Guyana Revenue Authority audit, which is a statutory obligation of the agency carried out on a routine basis on taxpayers, Kaieteur News has resorted to fabrication, hacking of email exchanges purportedly between Attorney General Anil Nandlall and Guyana Revenue Authority Commissioner General Khurshid Sattar. The state audit was prompted by a series of alleged shady practices by Glenn Lal, none more glaring than the importation of 2 luxury vehicles through the US-based couple under the Remigrant Scheme. Lal, his wife Bina Lal, and the couple are currently jointly charged with knowingly committing fraudulent evasion of import duties. The Lals are charged jointly with 2 counts of knowingly dealt with goods with intent to defraud the Revenue Authority of duties on the said motor vehicles. Government said that as a result of the criminal charges filed against Glenn Lal, the Guyana Revenue Authority Commissioner General and Attorney General became the subject of Kaieteur News attacks. As a result, these high-ranking officials were forced to seek legal protection by the court. Both obtained injunctions, but in vain as the attacks persist. Royden James, reporting for the Evening News.
An early morning accident has left an East Coast Demerara man dead after his vehicle slammed into the rail along the Rupert Craig Highway. Vanu Manikchand reports.
Some 3 hours after turning 26, Gavin Bachan died after crashing into a roadside rail along the Rupert Craig Highway in the vicinity of Kitty. Bachan of Lot 181 Hope West Enmore, East Coast Demerara, was reportedly on his way home when he allegedly lost control of his motor car and crashed into a rail a short distance away from the Salina Resort. The accident occurred sometime around 3:45 hours on Tuesday morning. According to a nearby resident, Tyrone Seaforth, he was awoken by the loud impact.
When I come out, my friend was outside. He got in check and we see the driver. When we look, he said the driver in the car. So he go down, see, come back. I say I got check in the gut on. When he check the gut, he go and get a light. Come back, check, you see him, he got out. So he called another guy and they take him out and put him lay down the side. And he was breathing, he was alive. Then after we called for ambulance, police, nobody comes. So the guy died. The guy died, he might lay down just and die.
Seaforth said Bachan was the lone occupant at the time of the accident. Based on observations, Seaforth said the car was badly damaged, and from all indications, it appears as though Bachan pitched out of the car through the back windshield.
For him on side, that was good, but the driver on the passenger side tear up the whole door, them 2 doors like tear up like it was something, rip it up. So his railing must rip it up. But he go through the back, all the back, the car, just rip up.
When this newscast visited the home of the GECOM employee, co-workers, relatives and friends had gathered to express their condolences. The 26-year-old man had left home on Monday afternoon and was last seen around 2300 hours when he left his cousin's house. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
Dynamic Airways is set to re-enter the Guyanese market after overcoming some major management and technical challenges over the past months. Let's find out more in this report.
Local representative of Dynamic Airways, Captain Jerry Guevara, said the airline is now awaiting approval from local authorities, including the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, before restarting operations out of the Cheddi-Jagan International Airport. No official date has been approved for Dynamic Airways to return to Guyana by the government. The captain, however, said that the airline company is hoping to recommence operations later this month once approval is granted. Asked whether he is embarrassed to represent the Dynamic Airways brand given its inauspicious start here, Gavira responded in the negative. He reiterated that he and his wife are now embedded in operations of Dynamic Airways, and all of this is being done in a genuine effort to add some Guyanese flavor to the air service. Reporting for the Evening News, Carl Crooker.
Some Plaisance villagers today joined a call for local government elections, even as they continue to push to have sole possession of their backlands. The details from Alexis Rodney.
Residents of Plaisance protested in front of the office of the president today, calling on President Donald Ramotar to intervene. The protesters are accusing the Guyana Sugar Corporation of invading their backlands, which they inherited from their forefathers. Sean Austin, a Partnership for National Unity community representative, told reporters that residents are hoping to have the issue resolved in a timely fashion.
I don't know, they somehow are claiming the lands, which is absolutely ridiculous since our foreparents has bought that land. We have been into Gaisuko. We've met with the head of security and the head of the legal affairs department. They have made plans and commitments to meet with the people of Plaisance by Thursday of last week, which they haven't done.
The APNU representative indicated that villagers have discovered evidence to support their claim to the backlands, other than it simply being theirs from the ancestral era. Austin also indicated that historical documents are currently being researched by officials from Britain to support the villagers' fight to keep their lands.
More news ahead. Stay tuned. This is Evening News. Welcome back. In observance of its 49th anniversary, the Guyana Defence Force today held a church service at Camp Ayangana. Royden James reports.
In the presence of Chief of Staff Brigadier Mark Anthony Phillips, hundreds of senior and junior Guyana Defence Force officers gathered in the auditorium at Base Camp Ayangana to participate in the Thanksgiving service. Addressing the gathering, the Chief of Staff encouraged the soldiers to commit themselves to safeguarding democracy in Guyana.
My message today is therefore one of service to our nation. And notwithstanding what is happening around us, the Guyana Defence Force must function to earn the respect of the citizens of Guyana. We must lead in the defense and security sector. We must contribute to the development of Guyana.
He said too that officers must be responsible and accountable when performing their duties.
As a force, we must contribute to improve our operational readiness. Defense headquarters will continue to facilitate improvements to our health services and facilities, and the well-being, welfare, and quality of life issues on all bases and locations. Special attention will be placed on the training and professional development of all ranks, including our civilians.
He added that special attention and training will be given to all ranks, especially female soldiers. The GDF's 49th anniversary is being celebrated under the theme towards greater operational readiness for national defense and security. Royden James, reporting for the Evening News.
Opposition leader David Granger held another protest in front of the office of the president earlier today. The protests are aimed at forcing the president to set a date for local government elections. The details from Seti Ramnot.
A Partnership for National Unity, APNU, today held its 6th weekly protest as it continues to push for President Donald Ramotar to set a date for the holding of local government elections. Opposition leader David Granger insists that the local government system is in a disheveled state with many suffering.
There is enormous power in the hands of the Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, and he's making a mess of the regions and the NDCs. That is the problem. That is why we have these outbreaks of chikungunya. That's why we have so much solid waste management problems. That's why we have poor roads and poor street lighting. That's why we have so many traffic accidents. Ramotar seems to be unaware that there's a nexus between poor administration on the ground and his failure to call local government elections. So we see this as part of the process for solving the problems facing the people on a day-to-day basis in their communities.
Granger told this newscast that this constitutional obligation is 17 years late, and this in itself should be acknowledged as a motivating factor whether there is parliament or not.
Local government elections were called for by the National Assembly since February. We demanded elections by the 1st of August. Parliament has nothing to do with this. This is a right that the people have not enjoyed for the last 17 years. So this is a constitutional obligation which has nothing to do with Parliament. It has everything to do with the President's obligation to call a date for local government elections.
Nevertheless, the People's Progressive Party Civic has indicated that local government elections cannot be held now as the Guyana Elections Commission is not ready for such elections. Sidi Ramnath for the Evening News.
CD pushcart vendors are being warned about the loud and obnoxious music they often play through the streets of Guyana, which is not only a noise nuisance but a traffic hazard. Alexis Rodney tells us more.
The CD pushcart vending business is a means of livelihood for many, but it also is, without a doubt, a horrendous noise nuisance. Minister of Home Affairs Clement Rohi announced that the National Commission of Law and Order will be issuing an official warning.
So we will launch and we will soon put an advertisement in the newspapers, because the National Commission for Law and Order has made the decision that we will put an advertisement in the newspaper to warn all those who have these music cards, all those who own the music cards, to take warning. You know the song, take warning, you better take warning? Well, we're saying that to these people. We will be issuing this advertisement notifying these music card vendors with these CDs that we will take harsh action against them, so they better put themselves in order.
These vendors, however, are defensive of their jobs, arguing that instead of taking them off the streets, they should put restrictions.
They're supposed to give them cards a number. So those cards who coming around, so like if a card got number 12 and they make it nice, they're supposed to go to that card, look for number 12, and take that in and charge them. So when you say charge them now, they're not going to go around playing them thing.
However, the minister said that a person's life is more important than taking bread out of their mouth.
Now, there's some people are saying, man, you know, these are poor people. They're pushing the music cards around. They're earning a living. And we're taking bread out of people's mouth. But it's not that we're taking bread out of people's mouth. You are breaking the laws. And which is much more important? Us taking bread at your mouth, we're breaking the laws, who could cost somebody's life?
If the vendors fail to take warning, Minister Rohi said that serious measures will be taken by police. He also promised more road safety laws to come. Music is believed to be a major distraction to drivers on the roadways. The thunderous noise blaring from the pushcarts can suppress the sound of vehicular horns, pedestrians' voices, and a potential warning of danger.
32 apprentices were welcomed into the field of the Republic Bank family at the launch of the bank's 7th Youth Apprenticeship Program on Monday. This will be the first batch to benefit from the newly introduced competency-based education program. At the end of the 7-month program, successful apprentices will receive a National Vocational Qualification Certificate as certified bank clerks issued by the Council for Technical and Vocational Education and Training. Throughout their 7 months, the apprentices will be provided with the necessary tools, training, coaching and guidance in practical and theoretical aspects of banking. The Youth Link Apprenticeship Program was introduced in Guyana in 2008 and since then has proven to be successful in transforming the lives of the young participants. The program is geared to guide apprentices through a process of personal and professional growth and includes facets that, when combined, will teach the youth valuable skills for their professional and Social Development. More news ahead. Stay tuned. This is Stephen. Welcome back. This is the evening news on TVG. A Mahaica businessman is now traumatized after he was robbed on Monday afternoon on his way home from making a trip to the bank. Lawrence Patterson told his newscast that he went to a bank in Rosignol on the west bank of Berbice to change a check. The man said he had about $230,000 in a bag in a car when he was proceeding over the Berbice Bridge to the gas station at Palmyra on the Quarantine in Berbice. Patterson added that after he came out of the gas station, he observed a car behind him swerving in and out of lane. Hence, he pulled off the road thinking it was a drunk driver. However, the silver grey motor car pulled up alongside his car and a man exited, pointing a gun at him. The armed man walked around to the passenger's side of Patterson's car, picked up the bag containing the money and returned to his silver grey car, which turned around and sped away in the direction of the Berbice Bridge. After weeks of pure Guyanese theatrical talent, the 2014 edition of the National Drama Festival came to an end on Sunday evening. The details in this report.
I'm going to stay. Don't worry. I would just like to thank a few people. I would like to, thank my brother, Sean Bola.
28 groups from all across Guyana took part in this year's National Drama Festival, which was held from October 14 to November 2nd at the National Cultural Center. The festival officially came to an end last Sunday evening with a prize-giving ceremony.
The 4th National Drama Festival saw some signs of growth. There were signs of growth over last year and previous years of the festival, and some areas of improvement, even though there remain a number of areas that still need to be addressed and still need to be paid attention to.
Culture, Youth and Sports Minister Dr. Frank Anthony noted that the festival continues to be a success.
And I think as we grow the festival, it's important that we can be self-critical so that we can improve. If we don't understand what our problems are, then it's going to be very difficult for us to improve. And I have every confidence with the team that we have that, while we would like to aspire and do things in a certain way, they're not without its challenges. But once we are able to face up those challenges, I think we'll have better and better festival as we go along.
Sidney Ramnath reporting for the Evening News.
In the courts, Trevor James, a resident of Norton Street Lodge, was today remanded to prison after being charged with simple larceny. The man, who's a community worker, appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts before Chief Magistrate Priya Sinarayan Bihari. It is alleged that on October 20 at Lot 338 West Rheinveld Housing Scheme, he stole a bicycle from Elena Emmanuel, valued $10,000. The unrepresented defendant pleaded not guilty to the charge. Police prosecutor Michael Grant objected to bail on the grounds that a bicycle was recovered in James's possession and he was previously convicted of a simple larceny charge. He was remanded to prison. After months of intense rehearsals and preliminary competitions, Classic Dance Company's senior dancer Paul Charles was on Sunday evening crowned Mr. Guyana International 2014. More from Royden James.
Former Mr. Guyana Tourism and first runner-up at Mr. Tourism International, Paul Charles, has outshone 9 other young men to be crowned the first ever Mr. Guyana International at the Pegasus Hotel last Sunday evening. Taking the first runner-up spot was 19-year-old Ryan Washington, with Lyndon Colwyn Abrams copying the second runner-up position. Third runner-up went to Kevin Bagrat, while the fourth runner-up went to Alexander Fitku. Meanwhile, Fitku copped the prizes for the Most Fit Male, the People's Choice Award, and Mr. Intelligent. Best Talent and Mr. Physique went to Paul Charles, while Mr. Congeniality went to Colwyn Abrams, and the Best Traditional Wear went to Raphael Heliger. If all goes as planned, Charles will be representing Guyana next year at the Mr. International pageant, which is expected to be held in Korea. Royden James, reporting for the Evening News.
Back in the courts, Alan Cartel was today remanded to prison when he appeared before Chief Magistrate Priya Sinarayan Bihari, charged for a simple larceny and possession of narcotics. On October 29 at St. Ignatius, Central Rupununi, it is alleged that he stole a bicycle valued $45,000, which belonged to Richard Gomes. The other charge alleged that on August 1, he had in his possession 4 grams of cannabis, to which he pleaded guilty. The construction worker will return to court on December 1 at a Latham Magistrates Court, where the matter was transferred. Your regional, international and bridge reports are next. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is the Evening News. In the region, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro says he will increase the minimum wage by 15% starting in December. The raise, the third this year, comes amid an annual inflation rate of 63.4%. Maduro said the measure and other benefits meant workers would be better off despite the inflation, which he blamed on an economic war the opposition was waging against him. Internationally, Ukraine's President Petro Poroshenko has ordered army reinforcements to key southern and eastern cities in case of a new rebel offensive. Poroshenko said the units were to protect Mariupol, Berdyansk, Kharkiv, and the north of the Luhansk region. He spoke after meeting security chiefs in the wake of disputed polls in the rebel-held areas of Donetsk and Luhansk. He said he was still committed to the current peace process, but has proposed cancelling a key plank of the plan. The peace process was laid out in the September 5 ceasefire deal agreed in Belarus. In case you've just joined us, you're watching the Evening News. You now take a look at your bridge reports. The Damrar Harbour Bridge is expected to be closed from 14 hours 30 on Wednesday, November 5 for a period of 1.5 hours. And the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed from 15 hours on Wednesday, November 5 for a period of 1.5 hours. Join us after the break for sports, sponsored by MacWarp. This is the Evening News.
Every day presents a few more challenges. Keeping your business running shouldn't be one of them. That's why we work every day towards ensuring your overall satisfaction. With over 100 skilled technicians and engineers equipped with the tools and skills to help you do more. With the largest parts inventory in Guyana, over 10,000 line items readily available. Driven by your success is not just a set of words to us. It is a code by which we live. That is why we are proud to say that we are Bridge.
Welcome back. Now for a look at sport, but first the headlines. Erling preaches united approach to repair football. Schools nationals to be held at GDF ground. Ramdin sacked as Trinidad and Tobago captain, and Digicel table tennis tournament serves off this weekend. Of course, this podcast comes to the kind compliments of MacWarp.
Every day presents a few more challenges. Keeping your business running shouldn't be one of them. That's why we work every day towards ensuring your overall satisfaction. With over 100 skilled technicians and engineers equipped with the tools and skills to help you do more. With the largest parts inventory in Guyana, over 10,000 line items readily available. Driven by your success is not just a set of words to us. It is a code by which we live. That is why we are proud to say that we are Bridge.
Welcome back. Now for the details, we start off with some cricket news. The West Indies Test captain Dinesh Ramdin has cried victimization after he was fired as captain of the Trinidad and Tobago squad for the forthcoming domestic 4-day tournament. The decision was announced on Monday by the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Ramdin said he was shocked when he received the news during a meeting with the executive of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, the TTCB, to discuss the new season on Monday. All-rounder Riyad Emrit has been appointed captain of the TNT side. Ramdin's removal as captain follows an assurance from the TTCB that their national players involved in the abandoned tour of India will not face censure and will be considered for selection in the upcoming regional first-class season. President Azim Basarat has been quoted as saying that his board would not get involved in the selection process and would leave the matter of who represented the country up to the selectors. Patrick Rampersad, the vice president of the TTCB, has denied Ramdin's allegation. Rampersad reportedly told the Trinidad Express that the executive could not have removed Ramdin as captain without a recommendation from the selectors. Ramdin was among the 15-man West Indies squad that quit the India tour over a contract row with the West Indies Players Association, WIPA. The TTCB had strongly condemned the decision to abandon the tour in the form of a motion moved at a recent board level. And Chairman of the Normalization Committee installed to run the affairs of the Ghana Football Federation, Clinton Erling, has underlined the importance of having a united and collaborative approach in helping to restore the game to some semblance of stability. The details in this report. Speaking at the committee's first media briefing last Friday, Erling, in the presence of a few representatives of the 5-member unit, outlined the vision of the FIFA-appointed body. The articulate businessman and former president of the Georgetown Chambers of Commerce and Industry said the mandate of the Normalization Committee can only be accomplished through the full involvement of all stakeholders.
We have to try to work with all the players, grassroots specialists, associations, referees, coaches, business leaders, sponsors, FIFA, CFU, CONCACAF, and every stakeholder, every group, and develop an ecosystem, a support structure and system to ensure that sporting excellence in football is achieved. I look forward, and I think I can speak on behalf of the entire Normalization Committee, for a bright future for football in Guyana.
Erling added that the Normalization Committee will be guided only by the world governing body FIFA, to which it is mandated to report to. As he puts it, the committee is answerable to FIFA only.
We're the temporary custodians. Our mandate derives from FIFA. We're only answerable to FIFA. This Normalization Committee, because this is not a normal situation. The normal situation is the members' associations going to Congress and electing their executive, which is answerable back to them. In this scenario, we're answerable to FIFA. If we're not clear on any issue, we're seeking guidance from FIFA. FIFA will write us and inform us the most appropriate strategy if we can decide on any issue. If we could, we don't need to send it to FIFA. But I think in the early stages, we will seek enormous guidance from FIFA and also seek guidance again from members' associations, members of media, all the stakeholders involved.
The Normalization Committee was appointed by football's world governing body, FIFA, to lead the process of revitalization of Guyana's football after 2 failed congresses by the Ghana Football Federation led by Christopher Matthias. The 5 members had no previous involvement in the game. Erling apart, the others are Dr. Karen Pilgrim, Stuart May, Robin Chandapal, and Tarek Williams. The National Schools Championships have been moved from the National Stadium to the Guyana Defence Force ground at Base Camp Ayangana. Tristan Joseph has been following the lead-up to the event.
With regional cricket being scheduled for the National Stadium throughout the month of November, the National Schools Championships has found a new venue. It will be the first time the event has been at a different location since 2009 when it was held in Albion. While no official source from the Ministry of Education or the Guyanese Teachers Union has made a disclosure, a number of sources familiar with the proceedings confirmed the move to GDF. In fact, information about the event itself has been non-existent compared to the last couple of years when it was launched at least a month in advance. However, the event is set for November 17 to 21st, where Guyana's top juniors are expected to compete. Whether the event goes smoothly compared to last year will depend on how well the organizers are able to cope with the move to GDF.
And finally, some table tennis news. The 2014 edition of the Digicel Schools Table Tennis Tournament will serve off on Friday at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. 5 categories will be contested at the tournament, namely the Under 11, Under 13, Under 15, Under 18, and novices. Some of the country's top mini cadets, and juniors are expected to be part of the tournament. The event is aimed at promoting camaraderie among the students, a healthy lifestyle, as well as talent spotting for Guyana's next wave of table tennis stars. The tournament will conclude on November 9. And with that, we've come to the end of sport, which is sponsored by MacCorp. And that's a wrap as well on the evening news for today, Tuesday, November 4, 2014. Of course, you can find these and many more stories in tomorrow's edition of the Guyana Times. And here's an invitation to join us on TVG Channel 28 and on Radio Guyana Inc. 89.3 in Essequibo, 89.5 in George Sugar Environs, and 89.7 in Berbice and Unicary, Suriname. On behalf of all of us here, I'm Avinash Ramzan. Thanks for watching.